back, everyone, to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the Four Job Fiesta. Before we head to Exdeath's castle, we just have a few more errands to run. We got to let the people know in Ball Castle about Galif's sacrifice. And they're also going to get 2 more enemies in our bestiary. It's kind of pointless of us to go here because it turns out that news has already spread here and the people have already found out about Galif's passing. I don't know how that happened, but they do. We've got news that Exdeath has just entered his castle. Oh, how could King Galif be gone? A lot of these people will say the same thing, so a lot of the guards that I'm skipping will just say the same type of dialogue. You know, I can't believe King Galif's gone. You know, avenge King Galif for us. I can't believe this happened. How could, you know, this happen? We'll watch the castle for, until Princess Cara returns, so. And Moogle will say something that's other than Kupo. Cara, cheer up, Kupo. He still says Kupo, but he actually throws some English in there. I can't believe the king is... How awful. Princess Cara, please don't lose spirit. And then, talk to this last wizard here. Princess Cara, King Galif's spirit is with you. Alright. Now we're going to hop back onto our Hear You and head to the Kuza Castle area. There's an enemy that we didn't encounter around there. It's surprisingly, like, it's not that rare, but for some reason it took like half an hour for me to find it. So there'll be some cuts in between when I land and when I find the enemy. And also I'm going to just show off the stats for the shield dragon that we can't beat that's in the castle. If you got a tamer, you can tame the shield dragon, and then the shield dragon can use one of its own abilities on itself. Basically takes off 1/4 of its hit points. So it does that 4 times, and then you've managed to beat it. But we don't have that ability because we don't have the trainer class. We're not allowed to use it based on the 4 Job Fiesta rule set. And I tried to do another workaround, maybe hopefully to beat the shield dragon, but it didn't work out. So, but I'll explain it once we get into that area. This method, though, it can be used to defeat one of the optional super bosses, Shin Ryu. Basically, you need someone with the hide ability, which is loaned by the bard, and you have that ability equipped. Shin Ryu does a lot of damage. He hits really hard. So what you would do is you'd have somebody who's a bard, who has the hide ability loaned from the bard equipped, and they would basically hide throughout the entire battle. And then you'd have just at least one person back in the battle who would be turned into a zombie. Now, zombies are undead, and they don't take any damage from physical attacks and from magic attacks. So basically, the undead would just wail away at the Shin Ryu until it was defeated, and everybody else is just safe off screen hiding. So I was hoping maybe that might work here. Normally, the shield dragon, when it reaches half its health on 10,000 hit points, it will flee. That's why you have to kind of control it so that it doesn't run away. But I was hoping that maybe if Faris was a zombie, that trigger wouldn't kick in because the game would look and be like, oh, well, Faris is, you know, not alive, and just maybe stick around and keep trying to fight her. But what ended up happening was Faris gets turned into a zombie here, and then she immediately flees the battle. Which is weird because when I normally tried to flee this battle, it took like forever for this to happen, so. Yeah, eventually the shield dragon will use a spell called Zombie Breath, and if it reduces you to 0 hit points, and when getting hit by that spell, it'll turn you into a zombie. So, just letting Faris get beat up there a little bit. She's probably our best damage dealer because of the dancing dagger. That's why I chose her. Plus, she doesn't have the hide command, so. Yeah, now she's a zombie, so. Yeah. And she just ran away, so. So I'm just gonna go outside, heal up, restore the zombie status with the Revivify. And then I'm going to just wander around here. Like I said, it took about half an hour for me to get this thing. So I gained a lot of abilities, a lot of points, gained a few levels. Faris and Angels are both at their last job level to max the Samurai and the Bard job. So this guy, you might want to charm him. Basically what he's just going to do is he's going to use the blue magic spell that deals damage equal to you to how much damage was done to him. You see it right there. Since no damage was done to him, he's doing 0. If you have the break spell, you could hit him with a break spell, turn him into stone. That instantly defeats him. We don't have that option, so we're just gonna have to do 5,000 damage real quick to him before he starts, you know, using that spell on us and hitting us for a whole bunch of damage. So use the Guild Toss, took off 90% of his health, and then just one hit with Angels there finished it off. So if we didn't finish it off real quick like that, then we'll start using that spell, that blue magic spell, and be hitting us for like 4,500 damage. So kind of deadly enemy, but like I said, if you have a black mage with the break spell, you can just turn him into stone and finish him off real quick like that. So you head back to Exdeath's castle, and everybody's knocked out. He's too strong. Please defeat Exdeath for us. We got into a battle there outside, and all the battles we had outside the Cruiser Castle. So we're just going to use this healing spring here. Although we're going to question drinking that water once we see what Castle Exdeath really is. So, ugh. Exdeath went upstairs. Exdeath appeared, and we were no match. We got to see how powerful Exdeath was back in the forest when he took on Galuf. So now, once we're on the second floor, we can start running into random encounters. Get some treasure here. Diamond shield that I think reduces lightning damage, but not really having people with shields. The Aegis shield is a little bit better because it has that 1/3 chance to avoid any magic attack. And we got 3 new enemies. The twin lizard there is at the bottom, weak to ice, and then the blind wolves, the wolves on the top. We'll talk about the wall mage a little later. Weak to fire and ice, the 2 separate things. So. The wall mage, it's not necessarily good that we charmed it, because, especially if they come in a group by themselves, because basically what they'll do is they'll cast their spell, but they have a built-in reflect, so the spell they cast on themselves will just reflect back onto your party, so they can come in groups of like 3, and if they're a group of 3, it's not really good to charm them, because you're not really going to help yourself, because they'll just cast the spell on themselves, and it'll bounce back and hit your party, so... It helped us out a little bit here because it was casting a slow spell and managed to slow down both the blind wolves and the twin lizard. But so we just finished these guys off. Yeah, the wall mage kind of annoying. Like I said, it has a built-in thing. Sometimes though, if it is charmed, it'll cast wall on itself, and then the wall will bounce back onto one of your characters, and then you can start hitting your character with spells to bounce them back. Spells only bounce back once, so like if it bounces a wall spell off itself and then it hits your character as a wall, it won't bounce back. So that's just the way the game prevents it from being like an endless ping pong or a pong match, where the spell's just bouncing back and forth. So if your mage manages to reflect your cast a wall on yourself on one of your characters, you can reflect the spell off of it to hit the mage. So, here, ether. This is a long capsule, so that ether should be pretty good. Luckily, there are some save points. You're not going to have to make it through in one go. There will be points along the way that we can save. So we're on our 3rd floor here. I keep thinking of the spicy nacho where you can, in Final Fantasy 3, where this game took a lot of its inspiration from, you can tap the water tile and avoid an encounter that way. We just have to go to the dead end there, and then once we get to the dead end, we turn around. And we get to this point, and Angel points out, it's a dead end. But Cara knows a little bit better. Cara, what is it? An illusion created by Exdeath. You can tell? Yep. Grandpa, lend us your power. He will not be the only one lending us his power. Because the last Warrior of Dawn is still around, Kelgar. He is going to hear Cara's plea as well, and he's going to lend the rest of his power. I see, so Galuf too. Dorgan, Ziza, Galuf, they're all gone. Cough, cough. And I'm not long for this world either. So Kelgar. It looks like it's time for me to rest. So he's going to use the last of his power and along with his friends there. Remember, Galuf said that he'd still help us out from beyond. Like he's like a force ghost. Or is it Galuf? It is Galuf. Cara is... in trouble. Yep. So he's gonna make his last sacrifice and help dispel the illusion in Exdeath's castle. And that's why it goes back to when I said, like, I don't know if we really want to drink the water after we find out what happens to what Exdeath's castle really looks like. So he calls on everybody, with the last of my life, with everyone's power, I'll send it to you in Exdeath's castle. So he gets, like, communion with those gods. I guess they all hold hands and send out Kelgar's essence to destroy the barrier that makes Exdeath's castle look like a dead end and makes it look like a regular castle. Because we're going to see that it's definitely not normal looking. Grandpa and the wolves too, Kelgar. Everyone's power. It's going to dispel. And it's going to be like really, really gross. And this is where if you wish you had the float spell with a blue mage, or if you had a geomancer, because now the water is going to be replaced by like red lava, and the lava actually hurts you when you touch it. Surprisingly, if you go back down to the thing, I think the water is still lava, but you can still heal from it, so it's weird. But alright. Some more new enemies here. We got the magic dragons and the Arage there. The Arage there is that red bunny in the upper left corner. They're kind of annoying. You might want to defeat them first because when they are defeated, they sometimes will cast a Life 2 spell, so they might bring back one of their allies who's been defeated before them. So, then we have the magic dragons there. They're kind of annoying. They're just like the wall mages, where they use a lot of spells, but they don't have a built-in reflect, so their spells are usually going to hit themselves. And they have some pretty powerful magics. They have Bio Spell, Ice 3, so it's good to charm them. Yeah, there's that Ice 3 is taking off a good chunk of damage there. They're weak to poison, so if they cast Bio on themselves, that's even better. So their stats will come up once I get a little bit of room here to put stats up, so there we got room there for the Arage there, so finish it off. Like I said, we want to finish it off before we defeat a whole bunch of the enemies, because you could potentially cast a Life 2 spell and bring them back. But luckily we put it to sleep with Angel's sword, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it just stinks that when it's kind of like those that enemy in the one meteorite in World 1, where you had to defeat them all at once, or else the ones that were defeated would raise the other ones up. So, well, since we, like I said, it was asleep there and didn't wake up until you defeat it, we didn't have to worry about it. So we got lucky. Now, when the magic dragon is charmed, I like to, just wait until it uses its turn before I decide to attack it. Because if you might attack it, it might, you might get it out of its charm, and then it'll use its turn and it might cast one of those really tough spells on you. So usually I have to wait until all my characters have their turn bar filled up on the right there. So you have a switch there in the upper left corner. That's how we're going to get to that treasure chest there. You have to hit switches, make walls disappear. There'll be some floor switches as well later on to get different treasure chests and get to different places. We'll have to step on the right switch and cause either a hole or a bridge to appear. So yeah, Exdeath's castle can be kind of tricky. So, maybe even trickier and dangerous by those lava floors. So, yeah, floater or geomancer would be really good, but we don't have either of them, so. Next Fiesta, though, we will have the geomancer. That'll be our fire crystal job. So. And they're the ones that use the bells and terrain. Apparently I heard is really, really good in the first world, but depending on where you are, they're like the geomancers in Final Fantasy III, where depending on where you're fighting, different things happen. So like, if you're in the water, a tsunami; if you're in like the air, wind; like in caves, like an earthquake will happen. So apparently they have some pretty strong effects. So we'll get to see them next year. So be sure to follow along until then. So. Alright, finish off that magic dragon. And we're pretty much finishing off with this video here, so we're going to pick up our next episode here on the 5th floor. Take care, we got a lot more to go. See you around, bye.